I want to talk today about the cervix, which is a topic that isn't really discussed very much. It's not really considered much in Tantra, which is a great surprise to me now that I know more about it. And I think that the information just hasn't been out there. I first heard about cervical orgasms when I was reading David Data's book, The Sex Skills for the Superior Lover, the Enlightened Sex Manual. And he talked about his partner having cervical orgasms. And my first reaction was, oh my God, in terms of performance, now women have to think about having clitoral orgasms, vaginal orgasms, which about 50% of women don't have. And so they're feeling deficient in some way because they don't have vaginal orgasms. And now we're supposed to have cervical orgasms. So I was intrigued, but I also was a little bit worried that this was going to be more of a performance issue. And I started doing some research. And as I said, I couldn't find really anything about the cervix in tantric stuff that I'd read, which I've, in my library or online. And then I started going on YouTube, and I found these two wonderful women, and I'll put their links down below. Actually, they're in this playlist. Danelle Barbara and Olivia Bryant. And these women, bless them for joining, for helping us all grow, have done a lot of research into the cervix. And I had a kind of psychedelic vision of the cervix when I was doing holotropic breath work once. And I had seen that the cervix is, it's the opening to the other realms, the opening to the magic and mystery. It's where, beings are incarnated, come through the cervix to enter this realm of reality. And I really felt that opening was really a mystical portal for, obviously, for life to come through and enter this planet. I thought that's got to be really something amazing. And most women's experience of the cervix is basically that when they have their annual pelvic exam, which is nothing pleasant at all, it's scraped to make sure that it's not, has some unusual cells on it. And for a long period of time, I don't know if it's still going on, doctors would, if there was any unusual cell whatsoever, which actually it turns out there's often unusual cells there, would freeze a woman's cervix. And this has done quite a bit of damage emotionally and sexually, as we'll see. So the cervix is not considered, as I said, in conventional sexuality or even in tantric sexuality, there's considered actually, if you go into the vagina, there's the G spot, which people have gotten all excited about, which they should. Or the sacred spot, as it's called, but there was no attention put to the cervix. So listening to the women, Danelle Barbara and Olivia Bryant, they talk a lot about healing the cervix, and that this is indeed an amazing pleasure point, as well as being alive, organic, speaking to us, giving us information, if we can tune into it. So I started doing, with my husband, we started doing some cervical healing. We had actually done some inner work in Tantra classes, but these two women talk about doing a lot of really opening up the cervix, but actually we just put a finger there and asked the cervix to tell us information. And after doing this a few times, I got what's called the shooting star orgasm. You can Google it. There's actually an entry on Wikipedia for the shooting star orgasm. I haven't been able to find it anywhere else, but Amara Karuna, a Tantra teacher, told me about it. It's just like the cervix was opening up. And since then, my whole experience of sex has changed. I think this is the key to what's called vaginal orgasms, because then the cervix, once it's opened and treated lovingly, it just loves. It doesn't want to stop having sex. It just loves to be touched and have the penis touch it and so on. It did take some opening. Most women's cervix in this culture, we've had this experience of it being mistouched by medical professionals doing their job. We've had penises banging up against it. Sometimes that hurts. We haven't known what's going on. The men certainly haven't meant to hurt us in most cases, and they're surprised that we're feeling hurt. But the cervix has been traumatized and needs some work to open it back up. So in some of these videos, women will talk, Olivia Bryant, some of these other women will talk about what they recommend for healing the cervix. We recommend a more gentle approach. We're going to have a workshop about healing the cervix, but for now I wanted to get us started. And please enjoy these wonderful videos by these great teachers.